Season Charlie is bringing us a lot of new content, including several new PvP maps, and along with it, 2 new weapons. So today we're going to go over these 2 new weapons that I went over in the PTS servers, and we'll find out how they fit in with the other weapons we have in Shatterline thus far. Now I apologize for the terrible quality some of these clips will have. I live streamed all of this content and I somehow made the big brain move of forgetting to record while I streamed. So I had to pull this up from my VODs, so the quality had been terribly impacted by it. I apologize and it will not happen again. Now a fair warning, I sadly did not get to use these weapons for too long, so my personal opinions on it are limited, and I will try to refrain from giving any opinions on these weapons and instead try to mostly focus on its hard code statistics. So the 2 new weapons we are getting this season are the A7 Ghost Assault Rifle and the G9 Kungen Sidearm. So without any further ado, let's get started with the Assault Rifle Ghost. The Ghost has a rate of fire of 426 rounds per minute, making it the slowest automatic AR in the entire game. But this is part of this weapon's shtick. It's meant to be a slow firing but hard hitting assault rifle. But the question is, how hard hitting is it exactly? So to make this more visually appealing and easier to understand, let's put it in comparison with all of the other ARs in the game. And as illustrated here, we notice one thing. The Ghost's effective range works very similarly to the Lagadas, except we only take 3 shots to kill at close range and only 4 shots to kill at long ranges. We can estimate that the damage per shot roughly ranges between 40 to 60-ish damage per shot, depending how far away your target is. And as far as body shot TTK goes, it is very competitive with the other ARs without it obviously standing out in anything in particular. Now switching over to headshot damage, we have a similar story here. The TTK is still very competitive without it particularly standing out in anything, but the more impressive metric being the fact that each shot does a whole lot more damage when comparing with the other ARs. Now the rate of fire is not the only downside of this weapon. To compensate for its damage, another issue this weapon suffers from is lack of ammo. We've only got 20 shots to work with here. Now in terms of damage per shot to ammo ratio, we're still looking pretty good when comparing with the likes of the tier 4 Conciliator, but we still have to be really careful with our shots with this bad boy so we're not constantly running out of ammo every time we get a kill. On the bright side though, it does have one of the fastest reload times we have as of yet. And I won't waste your time with showing you the other statistics such as ADS time, sprint to fire time, ADS move speed, etc. because we've got pretty much standard default assault rifle numbers for those. Now before we go any deeper into the Ghost, let's look over at the G9 Kungen statistics. The G9 is a burst fire type sidearm that fires 4 shots with each burst, and it does so at a decent rate. It shoots an average 381 rounds per minute, making it the fastest firing sidearm in the entire game. As for its damage profile, what I found a bit interesting is that its damage profile is almost the exact same as the G5, as you can see illustrated here. So in other words, you know how you have to spend an attachment slot for the tier 1 pistol to have it working as a burst fire? Well, now with the G9 you won't have to anymore. If you enjoy using the G5 with the burst fire, which I know a lot of competitive players do, you'll be better off just using the G9, as it's more effective at doing so, it shoots faster, not wasting an attachment, and having almost double the amount of ammo as the G5. The G9 will simply be a superior weapon when compared with the G5 with the burst fire. So just like we did with the Ghost, let's look at the sidearms damage profile comparison. I did not include the Lapara as its damage profile is more inconsistent, as well as of making this video the Lapara has also received a nerf, so the data I had from it has just become outdated. So for the damage profile, the Kungen actually performs pretty good. It's one of the fastest TTKs across the board at both close ranges and long ranges as well. Also do note one thing, for the TTK calculation, we use the average RPM of the Kungen, including the delays for each burst. Now if you actually kill off of the first burst fire, your TTK would actually look something like this, which by the way, if you hit all your shots from your first burst, the G9 Kungen becomes the fastest killing weapon in the entire game, at both close ranges and long ranges as well. Just overall the deadliest body shot TTK weapon in the entire game. Now as for headshots, here's the profile including the burst fire delays. Once again, one of the best performers, and if you hit all of your shots off of the first burst fire, here is how that TTK would look like. This time around, it is not the fastest TTK killing weapon in the entire game at close ranges, but at long ranges it still has the fastest TTK in the entire game. For ammo count, the Kungen has has the most, sitting at 19 ammo count, as well as having a fairly competitive reload speed. Once again, I won't waste any more of your time with some of the other minor statistics such as ADS move speed, aim down sight time, and such, as all sidearms have very similar numbers all across the board. Now cool, these weapons have good statistics and all, especially the G9 Kungen, but how about attachments? How does that look like for them? Well, since the attachments are locked between weapons and most of us can't see it, I'll put it here on the screen, all of the available attachments for both weapons so we can look at them together. Starting off again with the Ghost, these are the available attachments, and honestly I think we got a lot of decent attachments here, but if I had to predict what the best 3 attachments are for this weapon, I would bring it down to these top 6. Which is a good thing, by the way, to have so many potentially great attachments in a weapon. Now the rest would come down to trying this weapon out with multiple different attachment combinations to actually find out what works the best. As we find out what sticks in the meta for these weapons, I will make sure to make a video on it. Now going back to the G9 Kungen, these are the available attachments. And as for the Kungen, is a little bit easier to predict. I can say with confidence that the top 3 attachments are likely going to be these 3. After all, the attachments are a lot more straightforward. So after everything we've seen, are these weapons good or not? Well, I'll speak from my very limited personal experience. I am not a huge fan of the A7 Ghost due to the slow rate of fire and the low magazine count. This weapon is very unforgiving. Its damage is good and it'll likely thrive at most long ranges, but then again comes the problem with its recoil. It is one of the hardest kicking recoils in the entire game, making it also very punishing for long ranges as well. So there are some upsides to this weapon, but I do not think it's going to be a regular pick for most players. And as for the Kungen, well, personally, I'm not a fan of any burst fire type weapons, but I must say, it might be the best sidearm in the game. It'll work beautifully to finish off enemies, which after all is the biggest reason we swap to sidearms when we run out of shots on the primary weapon. And it'll almost guaranteed be a sidearm of choice for snipers, as it'll be the best option for them to use as a secondary while being incredibly deadly. Now, I'll make sure to stay on top of these weapons as they carve their ways into the meta, so I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Much love.